G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing episode 14 in our collection showcase series, and I'm actually revisiting my brother's collection. Now, him like me, we like trying new watches out, we like experimenting with what works well with us. However, my brother's more calculated when it comes to what he wants in his collection. He's not trying to build a massive collection, he's trying to just keep pieces that'll end up getting equal wear in a sense. Now, the last time I did his collection, he did actually swap and change quite a few watches. So he's had the Explorer 40, he's had a Submariner two-tone, he's had an IWC Ingenue, he even had the Explorer 36 in two-tone. Outside of those pieces, he's also had some IWCs and whatnot, but we've landed on this next three-piece here, and I've actually had the opportunity to get hands-on with his collection, give him my thoughts as well, and I want to actually show you my hands-on with his collection. Before we get to that, wristwatch check, wearing the beautiful Santos dual time, and now let's get into his collection. So first up, we've got his Panerai Luminor, the 44mm. This one is a big boy, and my brother is quite big actually, so if you watch my videos, you know that I'm about 68, 69 kilos, about 6 foot tall. He's actually a bit taller than me, but he's massive, so he's built like a fridge, and this suits his wrist really well because his wrists are bordering that, I think it's like 7.5 plus inches, maybe even bigger, because he's actually bigger than the last time I saw him. But the Luminor, it's a iconic watch, and it is good as a durable everyday, I wouldn't call it a beater, but more of a rugged adventure watch, and that's what my brother uses it for. So he loves putting it on the leather. I personally would put it on the rubber to kind of save the leather strap from getting destroyed. And as you can see on my 6.5 inch wrist there, while I struggle to put the actual strap on, the watch itself is way too big for my dainty 6.5 inch wrist. Sure, I could wear it, but in all honesty, the lugs are actually past my wristband itself. I think the lug to lug is like 53 or 54, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is quite substantial and it's way too big for me. I personally would go for a Luminor Quaranta. However, this Panerai Luminor out of 44mm is the traditional Luminor. It is the iconic look. If you want the actual Panerai experience, this is what you'll go for. However, you do need the wrist to accommodate it. Now, my brother did get this watch over at Gregory Jewelers in Bondi. Shout out Giuseppe, you're the man. And it's a great watch, and they usually give good discounts on this as well. So it is a keeper in his collection. He's thought about moving it from time to time, but you know what? The fact of the matter is, if he does move it, it's going to get destroyed when it comes to the trade-in value and the sale value. So as a keeper in the collection for him, it does the job. It's unique, it's substantial, it's very tool-like. I always joke with him and say, oh, it's a massive tool essentially, and it's a great addition to his collection. Okay, next up we have his Cartier Santos medium two-tone. So this is never gonna leave his collection because my brother actually got married recently, and this two-tone was his engagement present. It's a magnificent, beautiful watch, and I think the medium suits the gold aesthetic more than the large. As you can see there, I had the medium and my Santos dual time side by side, and this is just stock standard Santos with that dressiness of the gold accents. So on the screws on the bezel, you've got those gold accents there. The bezel itself looks like a used coin, and side by side with my dual time, you can see the difference in size. The medium is about that 35mm, and the large Santos dual time is about that 39. So on my 6.5 inch wrist, it fits very elegantly. I did have a Santos before, but if you watched my videos, I harped on about how I couldn't find the right fit. Now I do have the dual time, and it fits me really well. Now this medium, it's great. It's nothing much I can say about it. It's just a keeper in his collection, and in all honesty, I wouldn't mind going for a solid gold Santos myself if I could find one in the used market, but with the fit being a bit, how's it going with me, it's not really something that I would pursue wholeheartedly. So as you can see from the bezel here, the lighting makes it so that the scratches don't even show. And yeah, just really nice, really elegant. And this is a watch that I would recommend to a lot of people, even if you don't like gold. So moving on. Now we've got my brother's daily. He wears this thing absolutely non-stop. Every time we send each other wristwatch checks, he's always showing me this piece here, and that's the Omega Speedmaster, first Omega in space, launched in 2024 October. He loves this thing, and look, a lot of people out there will gravitate towards specific models. There are people that collect Submariners. My brother now is in the process of collecting Speedmasters and potentially Santoses or Santais. Now, the first Omega in space is a lovely wearing watch. I actually wouldn't mind having this over the white Speedy. Like, in all honesty, to me, it doesn't matter. The lug to lug is a bit more substantial at that 47 or 48. I'm not too sure on top of my head, but it's not as compact as the normal Pro. However, the case size of 39 and a bit millimeters, as well as the bracelet, does make up for the more wrist presence that it offers with the lug to lug. Now, for me, the visibility has always been something that's a bit lackluster because my eyesight's very poor. However, wearing it on wrist and having it up close, it's totally fine, right? Like, it's one of those where if you like it, you like it, you don't, you don't. Overall, it's a nice package. It's a very dressy wearing piece. You've got that micro adjustment, you've got that flat link bracelet, polished on the outer flanks, brushed in the middle. And what can I say? It's just a nice looking, nice wearing watch. It's really light on the wrist as well. And on my 6.5-inch wrist, as you can see, I can pull it off quite well. And as I mentioned, in all honesty, if I had to get rid of the Speedy and get one of these, like, it's same to me. Very nice piece. This is his daily. And look, my brother's very particular when it comes down to watches he keeps in his collection, and this is the ultimate one watch collection for him. So, showcasing his three-piece here, you got the first Omega in space, the Santos, and the Panerai. He's looking to get a Santos large or another Speedy. I think his collection is totally fine. I don't even think he needs to get anything else. I think 3 watches is the sweet spot for a lot of people. Actually, looking at this collection here makes me want to just go back to a 3-piece feed instead of the 8-piece monstrosity that I have. But let's go back to face level and summarize this video. That's the brothers collection there. Now, he's the type of collector where he's found what he likes, and he's more inclined to stick to what he likes instead of trying new things, because he has tried new things before in the past. He's figured out his niche. So his main loves are the Santos and the Speedy, the double S's. And a lot of people are like him out there in the world. There's a lot of collectors out there where they gravitate towards a specific model. I myself, I like the GMT Master 2. I could bring myself to start collecting GMT Master 2s, but look, I like different variety. That's just me. Other people, they like collecting multiple iterations of the Submariner, the GMT, the Speedy. It's not crazy to find a Speedy fanatic that has a first Omega in space white black dial, a 321. So my brother is looking to gravitate towards getting a white dial Speedy. I might actually sell him my one if he can't find one on retail. Or Speedy 57 in green. Or looking at the Cartier Santos, the large in green. Those are really where he is at the moment. He's not a Rolex person. He's told me before he wants to have a Rolex in his collection, but I've told him multiple times, don't do it. Because every time he's gotten a Rolex, he's sold them off because he just doesn't feel the love with them. And I would say, as general advice for everyone watching this, don't force yourself to get into a brand because it's popular. You actually have to like the piece, right? So if you want to get into a Rolex, please make sure you like it. Otherwise, you're just keeping it there just for the sake of keeping it there. I myself, at one point in time, I had 4 Rolexes. Now I have 3. I'm actually considering getting rid of the gold Rolexes I have and upgrading into an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. And that is a real possibility of mine if a good example comes up in the future. But that's the video. It is a great 3-piece collection. In all honesty, I always say to my brother, look, if you had this, like, you'll be pretty much good to go, right? You don't need to get another one. If he was to get another one, maybe the white Speedy, because he is a Speedy man. Otherwise, it's okay just to call it quits and call it a day in the game. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.